the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Report unsealed. A grand jury releases details of how Loudoun County schools handled a pair of high-profile sexual assaults. We're live with why the district is now being heavily criticized.
I've talked to Brenda Donald, and she's not interested in staying beyond next September.
Plus, deplorable conditions and rotten walls. There soon could be changes coming to DC's Housing Authority, starting from the top. We got a live report on the emergency bill from DC's mayor.
And happy Monday, my friend. It's good to see you. With all this sunshine and clearing tonight, we do have a very unsettled weather pattern for the rest of the week. We'll look at that coming up.
All right, good evening. Thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 6 o'clock. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Tasmeen Mahfouz, and our top story tonight. After months of investigations, a grand jury finds Loudoun County schools, quote, failed at every juncture in preventing a second sexual assault by the same student.
DC News Now's Northern Virginia Bureau reporter Max Marcilla joining us live from district's headquarters in Ashburn tonight.
Yeah, and Max, a detailed 91-page report casts plenty of blame on the school system.
It does, even going as far as saying the school district, if it had taken different actions, would have likely prevented that second sexual assault, which they say could have and should have been avoided. But to summarize, at the base of this grand jury investigation and all of this national and regional and political talking points, the core issue is how a Loudoun County student who sexually assaulted one student in a bathroom, then less than 6 months later was able at a separate high school to sexually assault another young female student. Now, what the grand jury found in a report and through more than 40 people's testimonies and over 100 pieces of evidence is that there were breakdowns of communication amongst numerous departments, from the school division to the sheriff's office to court services and the Commonwealth's attorney's office. The report says the grand jury believes LCPS administrators were looking out for their own interest and that there is a culture of fear permeating LCPS. However, the report concluded there was no cover-up between the school division and the school board, despite public allegations from Attorney General Jason Miyares, who convened the grand jury. Earlier, we asked Miyares about the finding that there was no cover-up, and here's how he responded.
They did not believe there was a cover-up between the school board, the school district, and what happened. I know that's something that you had mentioned in the past. You're investigating a cover-up. What's your response to that?
What I was investigating was a sexual assault and the failures of what happened that had 2 victims of sexual assault happen inside the corridors of the school. I think what they showed is, in their words, the second sexual assault could have and should have been prevented.
Now, just before 5 o'clock, we finally, after all day, heard from the school division, and in a statement, they said, the school board chair and school board vice chair said that they were pleased that there was no evidence of criminal conduct by anyone within LCPS found in this report. We asked Miyares if any future criminal indictments could come down. He indicated neither one way or another, just that the grand jury was still convened. And also, the 8 recommendations in this report will be discussed at the next school board meeting.
Speaking of those recommendations, what are some of them that will be discussed later on this month?
Yeah, there are a couple, and they're fairly wide-ranging. The first one is simply the district needs to communicate better whenever an incident of this magnitude happens with staff and parents and community members and students. Another one is that LCPS needs to re-examine its transfer process, and also better communication needed between departments, from the school district to the sheriff's office to the court systems and the Commonwealth's attorney.
All right, Max Marcilla reporting live from Loudoun County. Of course, a lot to unpack here. Much more coming up, all new at 6:30 as well. All right, let's get a first check in the weather. It's Monday, time to plan our work week and school week as well. Let's check in now with Janessa.
Yeah, hey there, Janessa. We're going to see some spotty showers this week.
Yeah, you do. You remember that energy we had on Friday going into the week. I want that same energy, okay? We're excited that it's a Monday, and our temperatures and a ton of sunshine is out there. Temperatures right now 45 degrees. So at average for this time of year, partly cloudy skies. The wonderful news is we'll stay on the dry side for the rest of the evening. There is that east-southeast breeze, 5 miles per hour. What's going to happen tonight? Actually, after midnight, temperatures will slowly but surely start to warm up, actually, because we have multiple storm systems that are really going to keep us unsettled for the rest of the week. So right now, temperatures across Manassas into Fauquier, Rappahannock, just south of the district in the upper 30s, out towards St. Mary's, Culver County, lower 40s, Westminster into Frederick, Maryland. Actually, the warm spots currently at 43 degrees. So near our daytime highs officially, but this is kind of the larger scope of things. The regional view shows you this plume of cloud coverage on the radar, just a ton of moisture that is filtering across the deep south to the southeast. Some of that moisture in an area of low pressure going to make its way across our region associated with this cold front, and really that's what we're going to be dealing with for the rest of the week. Multiple rounds of rain associated with areas of low pressure. So partly cloudy for tonight. You can see around in that 10 o'clock hour, temperatures consistently in the upper 30s in most spots. Now, as we continue to deal with rain, how much are we looking at? We'll look at that forecast coming up.
All right, Janessa, thanks. All new tonight, several D.C. agencies could see new leadership in the new year.
Yeah, they face scrutiny from the public and also D.C. Council. We start with a look at the district's housing authority.
Yeah, D.C. News Now's Annalisa Gale live in our newsroom tonight. Annalisa, a major vote is expected tomorrow.
Chris, does mean that's correct. Several major votes are actually on the agenda for tomorrow, but we just got some breaking news into our newsroom from Mayor Bowser's office, now saying she's withdrawing her nomination for the director of the OUC, meaning the 911 call center there, the Office of Unified Communications. In her statement, she says that Director Holmes is a nationally recognized 911 expert, and she was proud to have her return to OUC in March. During her service to the district, she filled critical agency staffing positions. Now, we are still waiting to learn more about another important vote tomorrow. The council is expected to look at another agency that has been criticized in D.C. They're taking a look at the Housing Authority to see how many board members they want to have, but they want for now to reduce the size of the board.
The mayor has submitted a emergency bill regarding the Housing Authority, and that's on the agenda for tomorrow.
On Tuesday, the D.C. Council will take steps to improve the D.C. Housing Authority, which has admitted to long-standing issues, some of which were highlighted in a report from the Department of Housing and Urban Development.
The mayor's proposal is to reduce the current board of about 13 to 7. I will say that I'm expect that I'll be circulating an amendment in the nature of a substitute at around noon that will have a slightly larger board. It would increase the size from 7 to 9.
The executive director of the Housing Authority, Brenda Donald, responded to criticism last week.
In the last year and a half or close to 2 years, we have housed over 3,000 people.
Chairman Phil Mendelson says she is expected to step down next year.
I don't think the mayor is going to try to keep her on. I've talked to Brenda Donald, and she's not interested in staying beyond next September. Housing Authority will be harder to find a good executive director with this if this turmoil and instability continues.
Efforts to reduce the number of people on the Housing Authority board have seen some opposition.
And the opposition has fallen basically on 2 lines. One is that the mayor should not control the board. She should not be making any appointments. And the second is that there needs to be more tenant representation on the board.
But what would you like to see in terms of turning around these agencies where we're now looking at new leadership?
I would hope that the mayor would, where we have these challenges, that the mayor would submit really good candidates early in the new year so that we don't lose any more time with regard to making changes or improving some of these agencies.
Tomorrow's meeting is virtual and it starts at 1 p.m. and as you just heard there, it's jam-packed. We'll be sure to bring you the very latest on air and online. In the newsroom, Annalisa Gale, D.C. News Now.
All right, a lot going on. Annalisa, thanks. Meanwhile, an update tonight in Virginia. 26-year-old woman is charged in a deadly pedestrian crash in Fairfax County. Rivera Rosado is being held without bond. She is charged with felony hit and run after police say She struck 40-year-old Elise Ballard, who was crossing Leesburg Pike back in October. Police say Rosado drove to a parking lot before calling 911.
And tonight, police need your help in identifying several people who burglarized a historically black church in Montgomery County, Maryland. So this is surveillance video of that burglary at Scotland AME Zion Church in Potomac. It happened back on November 25th. Police say the thieves broke into the church and vandalized it before taking off. Police are now offering a $10,000 reward in this case. If you know any information, please give police a call. Remember, you can always remain anonymous.
It's hard when you have to think about the fact that you have all these student loans to pay back and you don't have a secure way to pay them back.
Tonight, President Biden's debt relief hanging in a balance, waiting for the Supreme Court. But locally, we're hearing the direct impact of how it could help families in Prince George's County and change the way they live.
And you'll need it to fly, but not for a while. The deadline for getting your real ID is extended once again. How long you have to update your license and other forms of ID. We're back after this. You're watching DC News Now at 6 o'clock.